you go to the theater, you wear your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Tell us!
If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago, coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. Remember, the weekend is close by. So, before we go any further, viewers, remember Real Talk is offering you 4% on your fixed deposit. The highest interest rate in Trinidad and Tobago, you're getting it at Real Talk. For those of you who want to open an account in Real Talk Credit Union, it's not a problem. You can call the office. Our phone numbers are on screen, viewers. There's two offices, one in number 14 Caroni Savannah Road in Shogunas and one at 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village in San Fernando. Remember, viewers, you can open an account for your kids. Start saving from tender age. 4% fixed deposit. You can't get anything better than that anywhere in Trinidad and Tobago. Remember that. So, viewers, it's Friday. The weekend is close. So here it is. Trinidad and Tobago has been listed as number 6 by the World of Statistics for being among the most criminal countries in the world. The World of Statistics list of most criminal countries was released on Wednesday. Now, the WOS website described itself as a global network of nearly 2,360 organizations worldwide, in which committed to complying statistics to increase public awareness. Trinidad and Tobago has also figured at number 6 in the 2023 World Population Review of crime rate by countries recently. The 6th, and Fitzgerald Hines
being the Minister of National Security, once told us, it is not my job to keep the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago safe. So now we are at number 6, ranking as one of the worst country in the world as the crime rates increase. So what do you now, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, think about that? Keep in mind, we have 1.6 million people and we rank 6. So what do you think about that tonight, viewers? 2386716 is the phone line to call in. Feel free to call us. Let me hear what you have to say concerning this. Keep in mind, we are a small 2x2 country compared to the rest of countries in the world. We are only 1.4 million people. And we rank as number 6, as being one of the worst criminal country in the world. What do you have to say? What do you have to say? Now, when I come here, oh, it's about side bashing PNM, side bashing PNM, side bashing PNM. Now, who are you going to bash now? For us now, becoming number 6 as one of the worst criminal country in the world. Who are you going to bash for that now? Caller, good night.
Yeah, hello, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'd like to wish everybody a happy Friday, enjoy the weekend, because Monday, who knows how much all there might still be around in this country, the way the crime is going.
I understand.
Right? As for one, the Prime Minister and the Commissioner of Police do have a crime plan. You just don't understand it. They stop issuing legal firearms to citizens.
Correct.
Because when crime goes up, state of emergency can be called, and they can say, oh, you stay in your house. Because when bandits get catch with gun in the morning, in the evening, they're out on bail. But a normal citizen who buy a gun and keep it home to defend themselves from the bandits, they want to put you under the jail. Right? And the next thing, Mr. Hines said that his job is to provide equipment. I wonder if it have any fire truck where he living, close, and other ministers live, if that is the only way they provide a fire truck. The rest of the country could see about themselves, right? And I was listening to a former police officer saying, get a dog, right? So all of them were we to get a dog. Let me tell you, when the bandit come, the dog will run when they put 2 bullets in it, you know?
Correct.
And when they tell you, you call the neighbor and the neighbor go watch out, bandits are afraid to shoot the neighbor in the house too, you know? It's high time that they get off and start to issue legal guns. Because me running out with a building and a cutlass, you know.
True, true.
Right? What you do? You tell them come close to me pepper spray you. Right? They have a plan. Correct. Because them surrounded by police. And police will secure them and their family. Because when you there, they tell you, such a tragedy. Such a tragedy. You didn't know fire truck needs to carry to go to people's house. Right now, we have no police force now. We have a tax collection force. Yeah. They are outside issuing to the citizen tickets for tire, for bad defective road things, for no seatbelt. Right? There is the police and them with the new public commissioner is only bent on issuing tickets and raising revenue for this government. Right? And one final thing, everybody is about give the black man a chance. To them, I want to tell all you, try and remember slavery. No white man ever went to Africa and take up no slave. Correct. But other black man catching black man. Correct, and selling them to the white man. Correct. Right? Well so said. Right now, I could see a black man trying to sell all we black people to Chinese and thing. So next time I hear all you want to say about give the black man a chance, is that is the mentality that created slavery, right? So let's get away from that mentality, right? And to all who make it till Monday, bless, right? And the only way to get out of this is to get rid and stand up Because when you see we start to protest, on the state of emergency, you can't protest. And that is where we're heading for. And that is the crime plan. They want to head for a thing. And if they could hold us for the next 5 years, because we heading for number 1.
Correct.
We had 6, we heading for number 1. Right? And if it takes you 10 years to get out of number 1, right? Well, what are we going to do? No election, no nothing. Right? And all this COVID thing they're talking about. Let me tell you how much people dead with blood clot. You're not hearing that?
You don't hear them thing?
Statistics not coming like that. How many people, right, die from blood clots and all kind of things, but they want to come and tell you wear your mask. It's so ridiculous. I see people afraid to give themselves COVID and people in the car by themselves with a mask. Right?
Thank you, my friend.
In their own car.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, hear what Fitzgerald Hines had to say. Contacted on WOS list and what anti-crime laws the government may present, National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines apologized and said he was unable to speak on the listing. No problem, Fitzy. You don't want to speak? In the coming days, I want to hear what you have to say concerning Trinidad and Tobago becoming the 6th worst country in the world with a crime rate that high. With criminal activities that high. I want to hear what you have to say. Now, as this country grapples with rising crime, and particularly murder, and a rise in violent home invasion, Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines have stated that developing a crime plan is not his responsibility. So listen to this. Nothing having to do with security automatically becomes no job of Fitzgerald Hines. If you are the Minister of National Security and developing a crime plan is not your thing, then whose responsibility is? TTPS? Who governs TTPS? The commissioner? Who is higher than the commissioner? Not the Minister of National Security? What about the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago? Where are they all? Where are they all? Now you understand, viewers, why I is be on my program like this, in this manner, is to prevent us from reaching what? That is why those in authority, I just hold them to task. How much hundreds of countries it have in the world today, and we are number 6. As one of the worst countries to go concerning crime. Number 6. So what am I to do? Sit back and maybe we should reach number 1 or 2 in a couple of years from now? Hines made a comment after being asked to share his crime plan. So he knows nothing about plan. He knows nothing about crime. So here is Trinidad and Tobago. If creating a crime plan is not his responsibility, and we have a commissioner of police who has no expertise in the field of crime fighting, well then where are we going? Who is the head that is governing the Trinidad and Tobago police? Who are they? They are without knowledge on drawing a plan. He stated that a minister of government does not create a plan or create a crime plan, as that is a matter for the police commissioner and the defense force that supports the police. He said, Hines said his responsibility does not involve him creating a crime plan, but added that if he had a crime plan, he would have locked up persons starting from those on the other side in the parliament. So what about the drug man?
Faris had a list of people who bring in illegal Venezuelans. The boatman, the transport man on land, the house owner, the hotels. What become of that? What become of that? But police want to crack down on citizen homes now for harboring an individual who is wanted by police. Well, I talk now, man. I listen to all you. Tonight I listen to Trinidad and Tobago. Call her good night.
Sorry, good night.
Go right ahead.
The problem with this country, the Prime Minister is number one on the agenda. The Prime Minister doesn't have a clue how to run this country. I won. All he knows nothing about country. The Attorney General we have there is a complete package by himself. And the National Security Minister is a waste by himself. Look at the many around him to run this country. This country needs strict penalty towards people who committed crime. The Commissioner of Police, they had to put a man who could move at speed. She, in no man's land, this thing is a serious thing, you know. This country going on here, you know. And going on faster with roads by my style, you know. And people don't understand these things. We already have a port on this country. And now people, neither Haynes, neither Armour, and all these people, no good, they're wasting time. They've kept our country.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, listen to what Fitzgerald Hines had to say.
You've just asked a few very troubling questions, difficult questions. First of all, a minister of government does not generate or create any crime plan. That is a matter for the police commissioner. That is a matter for the defense force that supports the police in dealing with these issues. I've always said I know exactly what my responsibilities as a minister of government are, and it does not include me creating no crime plan. So when I hear particularly some who ought to know better, even in the parliament, calling on me to create a crime plan, I wonder, because if I had a crime plan, if they left a crime plan up to me and lock up all of them, so we would be talking a lot, you know, starting from people on the other side in the parliament, some of whom I think deserve the attention that so far they've only marginally had.
Now viewers, you heard him. Does that individual sound like he care about your security? Does that individual looks like he care of who enters your house and batter your family? Creating a crime plan is not for me. That is for the Commissioner of Police. What is your job exactly, Mr. Hines? My job is getting the facts of incidents that happened during the course of the day and bring it to you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. That is my job, being a TV personal and a media personal. Real talk with Saieed Ali. What you're getting is real talk. Another part of me is I'm a businessman. Another part of me is that I do spiritual work. Those are my things. But does that man that you just heard on television, does he sound like he care about who enter your house or not? So here it is. The minister reiterated that his job was to provide law enforcement with a policy direction to reduce crime, and it also involves providing all of the resources in accordance with budgetary allocation. Listen to this.
My job involves providing all of the resources that they need in order to carry out their respective mandates. And that we do in accordance with our budgetary allocations, and certainly in accordance with what Mother Trinidad and Tobago could afford at any particular point in time. The job also involves encouraging and supporting and upholding, as far as a parliamentarian and a minister could, and a conscious man, the rule of law, the tenets of the Constitution, and to encourage them to carry out their mandate on behalf of we, people of Trinidad and Tobago.
First to begin, he talk about policy. Can he create a policy? No, he cannot create nothing. He cannot create nothing. Policy creation is for the Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago, that is AMO.
That's his job, not Hines. Hines talk about the resource in accordance with budgetary allocation. He cannot release no money. Finance Minister call him in, but is he want to release funding to TTPS, not Fitzgerald Hines. So don't let those words come out of his mouth. Make you feel that he is the one releasing funds. No, he's not the one. He's not the one. If he asked for 20 million and finance said no, it's no. Presently, Trinidad and Tobago, we have police stations being rented. Buildings that are being rented as police station. Why the hell he don't come up with a policy? And why the hell he don't ask for money so TTPS will have their own police station instead of renting a building? But you want to talk about policies? You want to talk about budgetary? No, don't come around me with them cock and bull story. Don't do that, Mr. Hines. Don't. You see them 6 for 9 stunts? Don't pull them to the wrong side. You see the foolish people of Trinidad and Tobago that believe he could fix Trinidad and Tobago? Let me tell you something. All the feed from that, not Saieed. Asked whether he will support a gun amnesty, he stated that would not be his individual call, as those things are usually done by the police commissioner. So what exactly is his job, being the Minister of National Security? What exactly is his job? What exactly? I want to know. The citizens of Trinidad and Tobago wants to know, because I will tell you something. Becoming the 6th country in the world with the worst criminal situation. Let me tell you something. That is very, very high. Eh? Because if we continue, it will be 5th and 4th and 3rd and 2nd. And where do we go? 1.4 million people. And that is our ranking. That is our ranking. Imagine that. We're heading for first place. So, as it relates to the state of emergency, Hines noted that when the state of emergency was imposed in 2011, the then police commissioner, Dwayne Gibbs, did not know that there would be one. All I feel is joke. Listen to this.
I think not. For me personally, but again, that wouldn't be my individual call. I'm just one member of the government. And again, these kinds of things are usually done on the advice of the police commissioner. Similarly, you asked about the state of emergency. In 2011, it was we had a state of emergency here. And there was a whole lot of toing and froing following it. When it was revealed that the then commissioner, a man called Dwayne Gibbs, was totally unaware of the fact that there would have been a state of emergency in Trinidad and Tobago, particularly to deal with crime and criminality, which was his, as police commissioner, main mandate. That would not happen with us.
So I'm asking you, Trinidad and Tobago, what is his job really? What is his job? Don't tell me side, well, you know, he have to create policy. I will tell you, you're wrong. That's the attorney work. You can't tell me side, well, he go allocate resources. No, that's the finance ministry. So come good. Come real damn good. Call a good night.
Good night, Saieed, and to all your listeners. This is the imitation vaccine vigor.
Short and sweet.
The gentleman sitting to the right of Fitzy, he mumbling all kind of thing. He said, what stupidness is he talking about, boy? No, I want to say something about the FULs. And I'm seeing Gary saying that ministers wrote him about 60 times to get approval for FUL. And he balked. Subsequent to that, COP Jacob apparently gave them. I want an investigation to find out why they were given, what criteria Gary used to prevent them from getting it, and what criteria Jacob used to give them it. Because that is important, because friendship cannot be a criteria for giving a FUL. So Ola, who is now in the sitting and chair commissioner of police, she has to start that investigation. And quickly, the president hasn't come back to us and be transferred on what really happened to us. We had a communication specialist getting $50,000 a month and run and attack a former president about wine. And he is living in his home and getting 28,000 house allowance. I hear this new president living in now, and she has gone into the $1 million mansion, and the communication specialist is tight-lipped. I want people to start asking, is the current president getting a house allowance, and we spend $100 million on a mansion for them? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you.
You know who is the communications specialist? She started with a B. I don't hear she nothing, but she gets into the $2,000. Why is she silent? You know what she has? She's suffering with the same disease that the initial and the #1 vaccine we're suffering with. Piplitis. I go on, have a nice day.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, finally on the Hines story, speaking earlier today, Hines stated that he met with Commissioner of Police and the Chief of Defense Staff to discuss the issue of home invasion. He said the COP and the CDS outlined plans with him on how to deal with the issue, but didn't elaborate. Listen to this.
Victims suffer at the hands of home invaders. As has been said by these two gentlemen, it is regarded by the police as either housebreaking or housebreaking and larceny where something is stolen. And if force is used on persons therein to get the stuff that they came to get, then it is regarded as a robbery. We call them home invasion. We call them home invasion because it suggests that they're not coming when you are not at home. They are coming at night. They are coming during the day when you are there. So we understand, I understand, the police understand.
We were right at
I had a meeting yesterday with the Commissioner and the Chief of Defense Staff, and this matter was central to our discussion. Question of so-called home invasion. And we understand full well the trauma and the stress and the pain and the abuse. We saw how they beat that 15-year-old boy. And the Commissioner outlined her plans. And the Chief of Defense Staff outlined his plans in support of the police service.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, I want you all to pay attention to this video clip that is going to be played. Listen to this.
No, my duty is not to ensure that people feel safe and secure. My duty is to ensure that those organizations and agencies that are responsible for public safety, border security, that they are clear about what the people through the government's policy is, that they are provided with the resources that they need, and that I lend encouragement and general support to them. That's my duty, and that's what I do. That's what I have to continue to do.
While we became 6 and the worst criminal countries in the world, that is what he said. That is what he said. So while he provided resources and policy, according to him, we became number 6 as one of the worst criminal countries to go to. So is his policy working? How long he in power? 7 years? Is his policy working over the period of time? Come on, Trinidad and Tobago, say something. I want to hear all you. Is it working? Saieed, you mustn't say nothing. You're bashing. When they break in your house and rape your wife and your son, you go tell Saieed don't say nothing. So hear this now. Prime Minister Dr. Saieed Ali has declined to comment on calls from the declaration of a state of emergency and the dismissal of Laventille West MP Fitzgerald Hines as a National Security Minister after a bloody Easter weekend which saw murders and home invasion. Dr. Rowley declined to answer questions from the media on these matters when approached
after a sod turning ceremony for a new solar energy plant in Couva. He stated, "You know, I don't encourage that," and was then escorted by special branch officers to his waiting SUV and left. Listen.
Great day, my sons, good
Trinidad and Tobago. That is the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago. So what are we going to say now? Prime Minister being the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago. Fitzgerald Hines being the Minister of National Security for Trinidad and Tobago. And we ranked as 6. Way to go, ministers. Call a good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed. Great program. And do not be deterred by gang members that is running this country. Now, Mr. Saeed, you continue fighting, continue to provide this platform for the citizens, law-abiding citizens, to voice their opinion, you know. Mr. Saeed, you keep up the great work. Mr. Saeed, this man, Idi Amin number 2, he said he is going with Mexico to lobby the U.S. about gun importation and all this kind of thing. Mexico officials, the world telling you that Mexico officials are guilty of the same thing this man is doing in this country. This bunch of political criminals, they are guilty of the same thing. Where he going? He said he sent Hines recently to study a village in Washington or somewhere to study their crime plan and all this kind of thing. Like he slip away on it. Mr. Said, we can't fix crime in this country, and citizens all wake up, you know. We can't fix crime in this country when you have this notorious gang running this country, you know. That's a mafia gang running this country. They have the mafia organization in every organization in this country, in water, in education, in the police service, defense force, customs. The citizens wake up, you know. Mr. Said, I have a question for Ola. I want to know why Ola only had roadblock south of the Caroni Bridge, Shaguana, Charlieville, Deve Roundabout, Siparia Pinal, Princess Tong, Maracas. Why she didn't have a roadblock in Lavantil, Mova Junction, Legion and Diego Martin? Why? Explain that to the citizens. And Mr. Saeed, I want the U.S. government, the Indian government, the British government, and the Chinese government to condemn this government for what they are doing, committing atrocities against their citizens, the Indian and Chinese in this country. Mr. Saeed, you keep up the great work. God bless you. Take care.
Thank you, my friend. So, Trinidad and Tobago, remember I was highlighting Nicholas Bodram and his vehicle? No, not that one, the other one. Nicholas, look back for Nicholas' vehicle. So, Trinidad and Tobago, Nicholas Bodram owed me some money. Now, I'm a licensed money lender. I have license to lend money, right? So, this is Nicholas Bodram's vehicle that we were looking for. That, look at the number plate clearly, look at it, ACE 5236. Now, I told Nicholas, when you owed me money, Pop Nicholas, when you owe me money, come and sit down and talk. Because I know Nicholas working taxi. I know the individual working taxi. And I know taxis are hard work. Right? So I knew the family, I knew the father. They live up Moruga. My grandmother is from Moruga. So I know them. So when Nicholas came to me now and said, Saeed, I wanted X, Y, and Z borrow, I said, okay, no problem. In a job, in a situation, I will help you out. Right? So now, viewers, Nicholas hit the car. Imagine, Nicholas hit the car from me side. 11 o'clock last night, look what I found. What I found? I found the car that Nicholas was hiding. And I told you all, I said, listen to me. When I'm ready for that car, I will come and get it. I told you all that. When I'm ready for it, I'll go and get it. Come back. Run. Run. But you can't hide. So while running now, we have Anthony Daran. Yeah, that's him there. Yep. We have Anthony Daran on the run now. From Barataria. That's his license address. So anybody know this individual, would you tell him? Stop running. Stop running. Bring your vehicle. Come and see me. 339-1670 or 238-6716. Call me. Bring your vehicle. Come by me. Otherwise, I'm coming for you on your vehicle. I'm coming for you on your vehicle. So, Anthony, save the embarrassment of what I will tell the people next week, next Monday, and bring your vehicle. Run, but you can't hide. Trinidad and Tobago, I'm a reasonable individual. You reason with me and you're reasonable enough, I will help you. If not, and you want to do like Nicholas and you want to run and hide, now Nicholas could have prevented this, Nicholas could have prevented it by just coming in and talking. But you want to play hard. you want to play like, the bone you have a car brake. Look what happened now. You lost your vehicle. Whose fault is that? Mine? No, that's your fault. That's your fault. So viewers, we are going for a commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the opposition ducking the media on crime when we return.
Real Talk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Real Talk Group of Companies building at number 14 Crony Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Crony Savannah Road, Chaguanas or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. So listen to this. Opposition slams MP for ducking media. Not so, Prime Minister, was the remarks from opposition leader Kamala Prasad Bisesa and businessman Gary Aboud after Prime Minister Dr. Rowley declined to answer reporters' question on TNT's worsening crime situation and called for a state of emergency. Imagine that. The PM ducking. The PM was approached by reporters to speak on home invasion, calls for an SOE, and calls for the dismissal of National Security Fitzgerald Hines as the minister. However, the PM was questioned as saying, "You know, I don't encourage that." You don't encourage what? You are the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago. You are the Prime Minister. Anyway, there's a gathering and you are invited. Questions will be thrown to you. Being the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago, being a big man in society now, you duck a question? When asked about the number 6 worst criminal country in the world, you duck and you run? Well then, why are you the head of the Security Council? If you cannot answer a question when reporters hit you. But tell play hide and seek. It's best to play hide and seek. I hope the Minister of National Security is proud now. You see, I do business with other countries, you know. I don't live in other countries. I live in Trinidad and Tobago. My job in Trinidad and Tobago is to highlight incidents, issues. That is my job. And I've been doing it proudly for the past 5 years. Proudly. Because I represent Trinidad and Tobago. I am a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. My mom and dad are citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Trinity to the bone, as they say. Call a good night. Go right ahead.
You know, we have been hearing so much calls for the Prime Minister to take over the National Security Minister. So I think this is a big joke. Does the Prime Minister have a track record of doing anything well? He is no better among all the whole government. From the top come down, right down, none is better than none, sir. So is the Prime Minister doing a good job of managing this country? Hell no. So why you want to put him in a crime if he's no different from Fitzgerald Hines? You know, sir, a caller previously another night said something about this is Idi Amin number 2. And I support that 100%, sir. Look at the kind of home. When you tell people prepare for home invasion, you know what you're saying, Saieed? It is inevitable, isn't that right? It is inevitable that your home are going to be invaded. Is this what the government is saying? Why are you preparing people for home invasion? Why don't you prepare the police and the army to counteract this? Why are you preparing people? Is it you say that you cannot help them no longer? And then when people come out, I must come in. Mr. Johnny Abraham the other night in that meeting they had in Felicity. You know, these are the kind of people you want as police commissioner. Why they don't make this meritless of commissioner public? Because this very woman who they have as commissioner, my information is that she was ranked 19th. But because she finds favor with Rowley, you see, everything this man put his hand on is collapsing. He put his hand on Peterson. Look at what happened with Peterson. He put his hand in the police commissioner. Look at what has happened, sir. Isn't this the problem? The problem, all the fighting and bullying school, all that is at his footsteps, sir. He is mismanaging this country. He is the problem in this country, sir. And unless jump high, jump low, jump however you want to jump, sir, unless this PNM government does not get out of power. Now, a commentator made a statement in one of the newspapers. The government does not have the political will to go in communities and get these criminals out, because you know why? These very criminals are their supporters. And they prefer very much to be in power than to have problem with their supporters, sir. That is why crime is proliferating, sir. That is why, because the government does not want to upset. They are all their concerned. People could die, whatever could happen to them. Once they remain in power, that is what they are concerned with. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Now, concerning Aboud. Aboud called on CARICOM leaders meeting in the TNTs at next week crime symposium to understand that white-collar crime via procurement kickbacks is a root of regional crime. You see, these men and them talking about other regional. We don't want to hear about regional. We want to hear about fixing Trinidad. Our home, our jobs, our children are in Trinidad. From the time you start to talk regional, you step out. You step out. That is why when I come on my set, I just tell bandits or I just tell human beings, jump my fence, you're getting moved with a body bag, you know. And if you jump my fence and you thief something and you jump back the fence, let me tell you something. It's just a matter of days. Because hear this, eh? When I go through back my camera and I get your pit here, and I put a candle on your head, partner, it's sad, you know. But you might be walking the road telling people, oh, I went inside property. Huh? I think you would have to shame down your family. So the best thing for you to do is don't enter my property. Because you see the same thing I did when they almost tried to kidnap my son. I would not hesitate to do that again. I would not. 3 blind and police shoot 1. You think I'm going to hesitate to do that again? No! You interfere with me, I will deal with you. I will deal with you. So Aboud now saying white-collar crime via procurement, kickbacks, is the root of regional crime. We ain't talking about regional, we're talking about crime in Trinidad and Tobago. We're talking about us reaching number 6. How does that sound? That put us on the map, you know. Yeah, if I didn't know we're on the map, we're on the map now. Very soon we're going to hear the US releasing statements. It is unsafe to travel to Trinidad and Tobago. And they might invite their citizens back to their country. Is the Venezuelan done fleeing and going back home? Guyanese done fleeing Trinidad and going back home? Where do we Trinidadian go? Where do we go as a citizen? Who do we turn to for security? Who do we turn to? You ask yourself that. So Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Honored Dr. Terence Drew, is expected to attend a regional symposium on violence as a public health issue, the crime challenges in Trinidad and Tobago on April 17th and 18, 2023. The symposium will be hosted by Prime Minister Dr. Saieed Ali, and various CARICOM heads of the government are expected to attend. Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Amy Brown said that the reaction across the region has been extremely positive, and they are anticipating a significant turnout from CARICOM heads of government and more. But the thing is, Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to have meetings and meetings and meetings. And how long now we having security meetings? Until we become number 6. Is the meeting working? Is the policies working? Is the allocations of funds working? According to Fitzy? The only thing here catch it is Fitz, you know. We need security in Trinidad. We need our citizens to be to get back that sense of safetyness, of comfort while walking the road. Do we have somebody in Trinidad to do that? Or God just showed us that, you know what, a human being could still put these citizens safe and use Gary Griffith to do that. So you tell me, do I have to buy an unlicensed gun now and walk the road with it? I want to know. Do you have to get an unlicensed gun out to put in your home to save your family from an intruder
Because home invasion is on the rise. We're going to use a sling and shot? You're going to have a stove with hot water boiling whole night? Or hot oil or acid or something? You tell me. You tell me, citizens. I want to hear from you. Because clearly, the Minister of National Security, his job is not to make you feel safe. His Earla Haywood, that's her job. To make Trinidad and Tobago feel safe, right? Because she's the commissioner, according to Fitzgerald Hines. But the thing is, she has no expertise in the field. So who are we turning to? Ask yourself. Ask yourself that. Now, CARICOM leaders added that one of the measures is that violence is not only an issue in Trinidad, but worldwide. Listen to this.
The event will be hosted over a span of 2 days when the root causes of violent crime, the antecedents, a number of research projects that have occurred around this theme of a public health approach to addressing violence and crime will be presented. The CARICOM Secretariat is very much a key part of our planning process, given that this is a regional event. And we will also have commissioners of police from some of our neighboring countries coming in to share their perspectives. One of the messages is that this epidemic of violence is not a Trinidad and Tobago issue alone.
Representatives from Mexico and the United States and other countries in the region of the Americas are also expected to attend a 2-day symposium. On April 6, Amy Brown said the symposium will treat crime and violence as a public health concern. Listen to this.
Trinidad and Tobago will host a special symposium on crime as a public health concern in April 2023. The supporting entities for this symposium would be the Council for National Security and Law Enforcement, CONSLE, regional body, and another one, which is COSHOD, the Council for Human and Social Development. So these two regional entities will be meeting in preparation for our hosting of a special symposium in April on the consideration.
What are we going to do, Trinidad? What are we going to do? How are you feeling now to know? How are you feeling now, viewers, to know that Trinidad and Tobago has made it 6th out of 2,360 organized worldwide? We rate number 6. How do you feel now? How do you feel? How do I feel? Damn. Now, being 6th, very soon countries are going to put out media warnings to citizens of their country. Do not visit Trinidad and Tobago. Why? Because it is a crime hotspot in the Caribbean. In the Caribbean. Why? Trinidad in the Caribbean. Yep. So we are a hotspot in the Caribbean now. Who have visa to leave Trinidad? Leave. 1.4 million people and we become number 6. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? What does this tell you when your Minister of National Security said, my job is not to make you feel safe? And boom, Cabinet appoint a Commissioner of Police without expertise in the crime fighting field. Do you feel safe? That is something to make you feel safer now.
What are we going to do now? What? I want to hear something. I want to hear some answers. What are we going to do now? Minister of Sports and Community Development, Shamfa Kujo, has stated that crime needs to deal with a community level and requires an all-of-countries approach. Shamfa. Your colleague, pop Shamfa face, let everybody see Shamfa. She's the Minister of Sports and Community Development. Show up. So this is Shamfa. She said the crime needs to be dealt with at community levels and requires an all-of-country approach. She said persons have become too focused on themselves and their family only while not building their communities. Really? Really, Shamfa? What are you doing for the sports arena and the community development? You have anything to say? No. Kujo said crime changes the way persons think and live their lives and not crime changes everybody's life. Me being a father I became a parent whose son was almost kidnapped. I dealt with it. Now, Kujo said crime changes the way persons think and live their lives and noted that technology has also made it easier for persons to become involved in crime. Don't blame technology. Navin, and one of the technology ministers said we're going forward into 2023 with new technologies. Now you want to blame it on technology? All are good, you know. All are real good. The minister said there are things she would do in Tobago that she would not do in Trinidad, such as running early in the morning or late in the evening. Hey, what does that say, Trinidad and Tobago? That says that Shamfa would prefer running Tobago than Trinidad. Why? Shamfa! She added that community spirit in Tobago means that everybody knows and look out for everybody. Kujo said during the Empower TT program, she heard many people say they felt abandoned by their parents and went looking for family among criminals. Shamfa rather run in Tobago than Trinidad. Are you telling me it is not safe to run in Trinidad, Shamfa? Being a minister? Are you telling me, in other words, that it is not safe to jog early in the morning or late in the afternoon in Trinidad, Shamfa? Is that what you are telling Saeed? Is that what you are telling the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago? But then again, you have bodyguards, so you could run Trinidad and in Tobago. You don't have to worry about who's following you or who wants to mark you or who's coming after you. While the lower classes in Trinidad and Tobago have no protection other than a cutlass or a piece of 2x4 or other than hot oil in the kitchen, other than hot water, they don't. They don't. So what are you saying? What are you telling us, the citizen? Come to Tobago when we have to jog? What an embarrassment. What an embarrassment. So, viewers, we are out of time for tonight. But nevertheless, I want you to take into consideration. Minister of National Security, Fitzgerald Hines, saying he is not the one responsible for your safety. Boom, cabinet comes and appoint a commissioner of police who has no expertise
in the field of criminal fighting or crime fighting. Keep that in mind. As you heard, Trinidad and Tobago have become the 6th country in the world to be one of the 6 countries in the world with worst criminal activity. Keep that in mind. So viewers, this is Saieed Ali. You have your Real Talk with Saieed Ali, and I hope you do listen this song from us here at Real Talk to you. Until we meet again, good night.
بالشوق فتحنا الأبواب
يا رمضان يا رمضان
جئت فجاء الخير وطاب
يا رمضان يا رمضان
تنزل فيك الرحمات تغمرنا بالبركات ما أجملها لحظات أهلا أهلا رمضان تهليل وتسابيح وصيام وتراويح للجنات مفاتيح أهلا أهلا رمضان 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 أهلا أهلا رمضان